Well, hello everyone, this is Dr. Schroder with this week's video introduction to week number 3 in your course RNRS 272, Foundations of Professional Practice. Well, we had a very good week number 2, and I'm very impressed with how well the class is going and the robust discussions that have been developing. It seems like everybody is certainly getting into a groove and is getting their time management skills down. And so overall as a class, I think everybody's doing very well, and I'm very pleased. It's a pretty good discussion this week discussing nursing theory. The point of the nursing theory discussion is not really to go into an in-depth discussion of nursing theory, but really more to introduce the topic that is going to be discussed more completely in your next course, in the 307 course. In that course, you're going to be learning about the wide variety of nursing theories. And really this week, the primary focus is just to touch on theory, discuss what a theory is, and to get you thinking a little bit about what your particular theoretical framework would be in your practice. And so the discussions were very good. And also we discussed patient safety and another required aspect of the course. And once again, very good discussions, and really enjoyed reviewing and participating along with you, especially in the nursing theory discussion. This week, we jump to discussion of conflict and teamwork. And this week you'll be reflecting back on your Strength Finders assessments a little bit. In those Strength Finders assessments, you identified, or it was identified for you, what some of your personality traits are like and how you get along with other people, and whether you're kind of more of a direct, maybe confrontational person with a lot of assertiveness, or whether you're maybe a little bit more tend to shy away from conflict. And either style is something that you can work with. But the discussion this week is going to focus primarily on how do you handle conflict? What is the conflict climate like in your place of work, in the place where you do business? And how is conflict handled there? And how do your own personal strengths, how do they relate back to that? And that's going to be the primary goal of the discussions this week. And of course, then your weekly reflection is going to be due on Sunday as well. Remember, for each discussion question, and there are 2 discussion questions now through the end of the class, each discussion question requires an initial response by Wednesday, and then 2 follow-up responses on different days during the week by Sunday night. So that means if you're counting responses, that means a total of 4 responses, 2 in each discussion. Of course, you can respond as many times as you like. That is really the minimum number. I'm looking more for not so much the number of posts that you do, but more just really kind of sort of getting into the discussion. And remember, your follow-up responses don't necessarily have to follow an APA format. As a matter of fact, I'd like for them to be a little bit more extemporaneous. You can talk a little bit more off the cuff, be willing to share your opinions just like you would in a regular face-to-face class. And I'll be in the discussions with you as well, participating, asking questions, maybe making you think a little bit. At least that's the goal anyway. And so I look forward to another really great week of discussion. Of course, in week number 2, you also had your first paper due. You all should have turned in your paper last night. I checked very quickly and turned it in, and it looks like most of you got your papers in okay. A couple of you had some issues or some questions about was it really uploaded? Either the system froze on you a little bit, or you weren't absolutely sure if it was what you were supposed to do. Don't worry about it too much. If it's not there, if something's missing, I'll go ahead and let you know via email. Probably by Wednesday afternoon, I would have met Wednesday evening possibly, and I will have you feedback on those papers. My goal is to get everybody feedback and get them graded by Sunday of this week. We actually, the standard at APU is that we have up to 10 days to do grading, but I like to have everything done hopefully by the end of the week. If I get delayed with that, I'll let you know. It takes me a little while to grade those papers, so bear with me a little bit. Be patient. You should have it by the weekend. Also, at any time, if you have any question at all as to whether something was submitted or is it submitted correctly, if you have any question at all, please just go ahead and send it to me via email. For example, if Sakai is down, if you can't get something into Sakai, or if turn it in, isn't responding correctly, if you're not sure, just go ahead and send me any assignment by email, and I'll go ahead, and then that's another way to just make sure that I always have it. Um, this week, you don't have a written assignment due, but you do see that one of your assignments is that you have to select and have to choose a meeting that you're going to attend. Now, the point of this is that, again, we're going to be talking about teamwork and collaboration and team communication this week. And it's going to be revisited a little bit next week as well. And the idea is that we want you to attend a meeting sometime between now and week 6. Really, it should be between, sometime during week uh, well, possibly during week 3, but very certainly during week 4 or 5, because you're going to be writing your final paper in week 6. And when your paper is going to be a report of what the communication styles were on a meeting that you're going to observe. And the meeting is pretty much wide open. The parameters are, in the best case scenario, it should be a meeting at your work, say like a quality management meeting or some sort of a leadership meeting. A management meeting would be good. But it should be a meeting where there's some sort of an agenda. And in other words, where there is a purpose to the meeting. Usually meetings like this are ongoing, although sometimes you will have one-time meetings that meet to go over some nursing policy or something, and that would work okay. But there should be a chairperson, somebody taking minutes, some minutes to review, and an agenda. In other words, kind of like a regular business meeting. So in other words, what doesn't work for this particular assignment is anything like a 12-step meeting or a meeting that is like a training seminar, a timeshare meeting, Tupperware party kind of a meeting or something like that. In other words, if you're going to a meeting where they're basically doing, or an education meeting, and that doesn't really work either, where you're going to learn about something, that's not really what this meeting is about. Because what we want to see is what are the dynamics between members on a team, between a leader that is running the team, the chairperson. What kind of leadership style do they have? How do the team members communicate with each other? How are things negotiated? How does the actual business of the meeting work? If you cannot get to a meeting at work, other opportunities might be, for example, if you can attend a PTA meeting or even a meeting with the Cub Scouts, or Girl Scouts, if you have children that attend those sort of things, a homeowners association meeting, or any kind of a community meeting, for example, school district, school board. um, I would prefer that and I would recommend, I will just say that please don't do a meeting that is only on TV, like, most, like the Board of Supervisors. They have most of their meetings televised nowadays, and I really prefer that you not do that, because when you watch a televised meeting, you can't really see what goes on in the meeting. You see what happens with different speakers, but the actual dynamics and the interaction between uh, the committee isn't really very visible to you. But those kind of meetings, if you choose a city council meeting or a parks and recreation meeting, school board meeting, every city has them, every county has them, and they happen during the week, usually in the evenings. Um, and you can choose any community meeting that you would like. So what you are going to let me know this week in Sakai, in the assignments folder, you don't have to put this in a paper, but in the little text box where you submit an assignment, just type in the meeting, a little bit about the meeting purpose, when it's going to be, and just a little bit about how it would meet the purpose of the meeting for this particular assignment. Again, you're going to be writing a paper about this and be discussing a little bit in the discussion forums. And that's really about all that you have in the way of assignments this week. Next week, I'll be talking about the presentation that you'll be doing in week number 5. But for this week, the discussion questions, your weekly reflection, and then identifying a meeting that you want to attend, that you're going to attend. Between now and the end of week number 5, so that you can get that paper written for week number 6. So it's going to be a great week again, I can tell. I'm really, once again, impressed with everybody. Don't worry if you're still being challenged with time management. If it seems like things are a little bit of a struggle, that's very common here at the beginning, and it will get easier as you get along. Just trust me with that. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and post them. I will be posting my office hours for this week. I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be this week, but probably on Wednesday and probably again on Friday this week. I'm anticipating is when I will probably have office hours. But anyway, I'll be posting those hours. And if you have any requests for times that you would like to meet with me, please just post them in the general discussions. So now I'll pray with you. Dear Lord, thank you again for bringing this cohort, this class together. I pray that you uh, just be there to meet all of our needs. Be there to be with us. Um, Help us to be good stewards of the resources that you've given us, and just be with us always, Lord, and help to open our eyes to new things, to new professional directions, and just take us where you need us to be, Lord. Thank you for all you do. As I pray in your holy name, amen. And with that, I shall leave you. I look forward to seeing you in class. By the way, pardon my little bit of a hoarse voice. I was going to do this recording on Sunday night, but got into many coughing jags. I've got this little throat thing going on still, a little bit of an upper respiratory infection. So maybe pray for me for that a little bit. It's been a little bit of a challenge. I've had it for over a week now. So if you can keep that in prayer, I'd appreciate it. Good luck, everybody. God bless. I look forward to seeing you in class, and have fun.